Hi, I'm River. That country house sitting on 5 acres just outside of Millfield? Yeah, that's mine. Or at least it was supposed to be. My parents left it to me when they passed, along with enough memories to fill every room twice over. It's nothing fancy, just a 3-bedroom farmhouse with a wraparound porch where I've spent countless evenings watching the sunset with a glass of lemonade. Mom, I've been thinking about that old place. Must be a lot for you to handle these days. That was my son Tyler last spring, suddenly showing interest in a property he'd barely visited in years. I managed just fine, thank you. I'd been taking care of that house since James died 8 years ago. My husband had loved that place almost as much as I did, and we'd raised our kids there every summer. Vanessa, Tyler's wife of 3 years, chimed in while running her fingers along the kitchen counter. It has so much potential. With the right updates, it could be gorgeous. I noticed how they started showing up every weekend, which was strange considering they'd visited maybe twice a year before. Vanessa would measure rooms, take pictures, and talk about renovations like she already owned the place. Just getting ideas, she'd say when I'd catch her eyeing the master bedroom. In case you ever need help modernizing. One Tuesday afternoon, I came back early from grocery shopping and found Tyler in my home office, rifling through my filing cabinet. "What are you doing with my financial paperwork?" He jumped like he'd been caught stealing cookies. "Just helping organize. You've got important documents scattered everywhere." The papers in his hand were my property deed and tax statements. Later that week, my daughter Diana stopped by. Unlike her brother, she visits because she wants to see me, not what she can get from me. "Those two are up to something, Mom. Tyler asked me if you had a will drawn up yet." Why would he need to know that? Because Vanessa's been telling everyone they're securing your future, whatever that means. I didn't have to wonder long. The next Sunday, Tyler and Vanessa arrived with a folder of papers and those fake, sympathetic smiles people wear at funerals. "Mom, we've been worried. This place is too much for someone your age." "I'm 65, not 105. Still, the property taxes, maintenance, the stairs. We've decided I should take over managing the house." "We've decided?" Vanessa patted my hand like I was a confused child. "It's for your own good, River. We're thinking you could move into the guest cottage and we'd take care of everything." "And live in my house?" "Well, yes. You'd still be on the property. Wouldn't that be nice? We'd look after everything." I smiled and poured more coffee, already seeing the game they were playing. The cottage was barely 500 square feet. Meanwhile, they'd get my house, my land, and probably everything else if they had their way. "I'll think about it," I said, knowing exactly what I needed to do next. After they left, I started organizing the mess Tyler had made of my paperwork. That's when I found it. A transfer of property deed with my signature at the bottom. Except I'd never signed it. Someone had forged my name, adding Tyler as co-owner of my house. My hands shook as I called my daughter. "Diana, you need to see this right now." An hour later, she was sitting at my kitchen table, staring at the document. "That isn't even a good forgery of your signature. This is criminal." He's always been like this. Remember when he was 23 and convinced me to co-sign for that business loan? The one where he mysteriously needed your social security number and made you sign blank forms to save time? And then I found out he'd opened 3 credit cards in my name. I poured us both a glass of wine. "Your father paid those off. Said it was cheaper than bailing Tyler out of jail for identity theft." Diana squeezed my hand. "And that time he borrowed Grandma's jewelry to get it cleaned, and then told you it was stolen?" Until I found the pawn receipts in his jacket. The memories came flooding back. A lifetime of small betrayals I'd excused because he was my son. The next morning, Tyler showed up unannounced. "Just checking in on my favorite mom. Vanessa's already picking paint colors for the living room." I slid the property transfer across the table. "Want to explain this?" His face twitched before settling into concerned son mode. "Oh, Mom, we talked about this. Don't you remember? You agreed to add me to the deed for estate planning purposes." "That's not my signature." "Of course it is. You're getting confused again. This is exactly why we're worried about you living alone." "I'm not confused, Tyler. I never signed this. Mom, I was there when you signed it. You even said it was a good idea. Vanessa, tell her. I hadn't noticed Vanessa standing in the doorway. River, we had that whole conversation over dinner last month. You specifically said you wanted Tyler to handle everything because, how did you put it? Numbers make your head spin nowadays. I've never said that phrase in my life. This is fraud, I said quietly. Tyler laughed, but his eyes were cold. Who's going to believe you? An aging widow who lives alone and talks to herself? We have witnesses who saw you sign it. What witnesses? Friends, professional people, very credible. I changed tactics. So what's the real plan here? You get my house and I get the cottage? Tyler relaxed, thinking I was giving in. Exactly. It's perfect. We'll modernize the main house. Vanessa has amazing taste. You'll have the cottage, no maintenance worries, and we'll handle your finances completely. How generous. We think so. You'll be so much happier with less responsibility. After they left, I called my old friend Marcus, who'd been my attorney since James died. We met at a diner 20 miles from my house. This is fraud, pure and simple, Marcus said, examining the document. Did you ever give him power of attorney? Never. Good. Here's what we'll do. That evening, Diana arrived with a box of files. I found these in Dad's old office safe. Tyler doesn't know they exist. Inside were detailed records James had kept of every financial scheme Tyler had attempted, complete with evidence, dates, and amounts. Your father knew this day might come, Diana said softly. He wanted you protected. I spread the files across my dining table, a roadmap of betrayal spanning decades. Time to take back what's mine. Marcus spread the forged deed on his office desk the next morning. We'll file a petition immediately to invalidate this document. I've already contacted a handwriting expert who can testify this isn't your signature. How long will that take? Legal proceedings move slowly, but I've got a judge who owes me a favor. We can expedite it. In the meantime, I'm filing a temporary injunction to prevent Tyler from making any changes to the property. I leaned back in my chair. That's not enough. He'll just try something else. What do you have in mind? I want to sell the house, immediately. Marcus raised his eyebrows. That's decisive. I'm not letting him push me around anymore. Can we do it? Absolutely. I know a realtor who specializes in quick, discreet sales. I'll have her call you today. 2 days later, I met Samantha, the realtor Marcus recommended. She walked through my house, taking notes and pictures. The property will move fast. The location alone makes it valuable, not to mention the acreage. Are you sure about this, River? More sure than I've been about anything in years. Then let's list it tomorrow. I already have some interested parties. I was cleaning out the attic when Diana called. Mom, Tyler's telling everyone you're having cognitive issues. He's even talked to your doctor. He what? Dr. Peterson called me, concerned. Apparently, Tyler told him you've been forgetting to take your medication and getting confused about basic things. My blood boiled. I don't even take daily medication. I know. Dr. Peterson knows too. That's why he called me instead of Tyler. He's documented everything in case you need it. The next afternoon, Samantha called. I have someone who wants to see the house today. He's pre-approved and looking for exactly this kind of property. 3 hours later, I was showing a kind-faced man named Edward around my home. My wife passed last year, he explained as we walked the property line. Always wanted a place in the country. Never had the chance. My husband loved it here too. Used to say the sunset from the porch was better than any TV show. Edward smiled. He sounds like my kind of person. By the end of the tour, Edward made an offer. Fair market value, in cash, with a quick closing. I can move in within 3 weeks if that works for you, he said. Perfect. The next morning, Tyler and Vanessa showed up unannounced, carrying fabric swatches and paint samples. We've decided on a complete remodel, Vanessa declared, spreading her design boards across my kitchen table without asking. The cottage will need work too, but nothing fancy for that. When exactly are you planning to start this renovation? I asked, sipping my coffee calmly. Tyler beamed. We're moving in next weekend. The contractors start Monday. We'll put your things in storage during the construction. And where will I be during all this? Vanessa waved dismissively. You can stay with Diana for a few weeks. It'll be easier than having you underfoot while decisions are being made. Underfoot. In my own home. Tyler patted my shoulder. It's our home now, Mom. Remember? We're going to take such good care of it. And you. That's thoughtful, I said, my face revealing nothing. We knew you'd understand. Oh, and we'll need your house keys. All of them. I nodded. I'll have them ready. After they left, I called Marcus. How soon can we close on the house? Edward's ready whenever you are. His financing is already approved. Push it through. I want it done before next weekend. 3 days later, I signed the closing documents in Marcus's office, officially selling my family home to Edward. Are you going to tell Tyler? Marcus asked as I handed over my keys to Edward. I shook my head. Not yet. He made his plans without consulting me. I made mine without consulting him. Saturday morning arrived with a bright autumn sun. I sat in my car across the street, watching as 2 moving trucks pulled up to my former home. Tyler and Vanessa arrived in their SUV, both wearing matching New Home, New Beginnings t-shirts they'd custom ordered for the occasion. Honey, this is going to be amazing! Vanessa squealed, practically bouncing as they walked up the driveway. I can't wait to tear out that hideous kitchen. They stopped cold when they noticed the strange truck in the driveway and Edward sitting comfortably on the porch swing, reading a newspaper. Excuse me, you're trespassing on private property, Tyler called out, striding toward the porch. Edward looked up calmly. No, I'm not. This is my mother's house. Actually, it's my house. Purchased legally last week. Tyler's face turned an alarming shade of red. That's impossible. There must be some mistake. I chose that moment to step out of my car and walk up the driveway. Mom, thank God you're here. Some stranger is claiming he bought our house. He did buy it. I sold it to him. The silence that followed was delicious. Vanessa recovered first, her voice shrill. You can't sell something that isn't yours. Tyler's name is on the deed. No, it isn't. That forged document was invalidated 3 days ago. Tyler grabbed my arm. What have you done? Who manipulated you into this? Was it Diana? Or this man? Mom, you're not thinking clearly. Take your hand off me. A car door slammed and Marcus walked up, carrying a leather portfolio. Is there a problem here, River? My son seems confused about property ownership. Tyler released me and turned on Marcus. You took advantage of my mother's confusion. I'm suing you for elder abuse and legal malpractice. I'd reconsider making false accusations, Marcus replied, opening his portfolio. I have here the invalidated property transfer with your forged signature, documentation of your attempts to access your mother's financial accounts without permission, and statements from multiple witnesses, including her doctor, attesting to her perfect mental competence. This is ridiculous. Mom, tell them. Tell them what, Tyler? That you forged my signature? That you tried to steal my home and relegate me to the cottage? That you've been trying to convince everyone I'm senile? We were protecting you. You can't live alone anymore. Funny thing about that, I just bought a beautiful condo in Lakeside Gardens. 1 floor, no maintenance, 24-hour security. I move in tomorrow. Vanessa gaped. You had that kind of money? But Tyler said, Tyler has no idea what I have. I've already secured my finances where he can't access them. Tyler's face contorted with rage. I'm contesting this sale. I'll sue everyone involved. You'll regret this, Mom. No, I won't. And go ahead. Try to contest it. I've kept records of every scheme you've pulled since you were 20. Every loan you never repaid, every lie, every manipulation. Your father kept meticulous files. Dad's been dead for 8 years, and he's still looking out for me. A week later, Diana helped me arrange furniture in my new condo. Have you heard from Tyler? Not since his friends started canceling dinner plans after hearing what he tried to pull. Vanessa's mother won't even take her calls. Good, you deserve better. I looked around my new space. Smaller, but all mine. No memories of betrayal, just possibilities. For the first time in decades, I don't have to worry about what Tyler might try next. I'm free. Diana hugged me. Dad would be proud. I know. And I think he'd love this place. Great view for sunsets. Do toxic family members deserve second chances? Or was River right to completely cut ties with Tyler after years of betrayal? Many people struggle with this difficult question. Should blood ties override repeated violations of trust, or is permanent distance sometimes the healthiest choice? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Have you ever had to distance yourself from toxic family members? Or do you believe family relationships should always be salvageable? If you enjoyed River's journey to reclaiming her power, please hit that like button and subscribe for more compelling stories about standing up to toxic people. New videos every day exploring the complicated dynamics of family, betrayal, and justice.